Hello, welcome back to this Career Conversations a series of episodes where I have been sharing my mentoring counseling experiences with parents and children, sometimes both. Thank you for your encouragement thus far and for your wonderful cooperation. Well, this is episode number 26, and I've titled this episode as Child's Aspiration versus Parents' Dilemma, and I'm going to reveal the story behind this. This is a very interesting story from one of my conversations recently I've had, and this boy is a ninth grade school going boy, and he is having a very an aspiration of which is a very truly futuristic. Then I repeat, it is a truly futuristic. It is not the terminology or not the career that is often heard, or it is even much information is not available in a public domain, and I'm going to reveal what it is in a shorter time. But before that, let me set some context how the conversation all began, with the parent to begin with. So the parent was giving me some background before I started having conversation with the child. The parent said, "Look, Ramakrishna, typically when your child or any child of ninth grade, 8th grade paints or draws or sketches something on a piece of paper, they come and show it to their parents or teachers, and what do they ask generally?" And I said, typically they'll ask for, is it nice or not? Can I do something better or not? So that is how typically the question will be. And commonly the answers will be, some will be blunt in saying yes or no, and some will be little moderate, saying that, you could have done this better, or this will make this little more better, and all that. So that's how it is typically. So the question is, how is this painting? And the answer is good or bad or better, whatever that is. Now she said, you know what? My child also does some sketching, painting kind of work. And he comes and puts that piece of paper in front of me. And he asks me, "Mama, what thought crosses your mind as you see this picture, as you see this drawing?" When I first heard this, the mother was telling me, when I first heard this, I was shocked. What do you mean by what thought crosses my mind? Well, the child went and explained, do you feel sad? Do you feel angry? Do you feel joyful? Or does laughter come to you? I mean, what crosses your mind? What expression crosses your mind? Tell me that. And based on that, the child is explaining the mother, based on what thought crosses your mind, that means I will name my artwork based on the expression that crosses my audience mind. If you're feeling anger, then I'll give something, a title to it, which is to do with anger. So that is the explanation the child went and gave to the mother. The mother, when she heard this for the first time, she was shocked. And she suddenly started thinking that, is everything okay with my child? This seems to be unusual. Do I have to be bothered? But slowly she got used to it. Now, this is the background she gave me. Right? The child is thinking differently. He's thinking out of the box. He has a different level of understanding or thought process. And with that context, we went into the career conversation. After some time, we eventually came into a recommendations and how to plan and all that. Then part of that conversation, I was asking the child, what are your aspirations? The child said that, well, I have certain aspirations in the field of life sciences or biosciences, but I doubt if you are aware of what I'm going to talk now. This is what the child has told me. Then I said, fair enough. If I am aware, we will talk about it. If I'm not aware, I will find some reliable information for you, and then we're going to do a follow-up session. So that's how typically I said. Then he said, yeah, fine. Then I asked him what was that aspiration he's having in mind. And the mother is closely watching both of us, sitting right next to us. The boy said that, I want to become a researcher in the field of life sciences or biosciences, or put together broadly. and I want to perform research, or I want to be part of that research team and work on something called mind uploading or uploaded intelligence, or it is also called as digital immortality. Now I repeat, mind uploading, uploaded intelligence, digital immortality. These are the terminologies the child has quoted to me and said, these are the areas in which I wanted to do research, or I want to be part of that research. Quite frankly, I've heard this terminology for the first time when I heard it from the mouth of the child. Then I honestly said, I wasn't too sure about it, but I'm sure about becoming a researcher in the field of life sciences and biosciences. And if these are part of that life science or biosciences, then I can help you. But now I was looking at the mother. She was staring at me. Now she's actually, expressing, saying that, no, you understand now what I'm saying. My child is kind of, he thinks, something different, which I can't handle at times. It is probably beyond my capacity. Now, this is what she said. Fair enough. Now, we did a follow-up session, but cutting it short, the long story, we did a follow-up session after I gathered some information, did some research about what these concepts are all about. But largely, I could find that the digital immortality or genetic mutation or uploaded intelligence, mind uploading, these are the concepts that are spoken only in a very specific research community, but not in a public domain. Like if you talk about AI, artificial intelligence, that's a technology or that's an advancement everybody is talking nowadays, right? So that means it is widely known to everybody, but to a certain extent. But these terminology, the uploaded intelligence, digital immortality, these areas are not spoken or not widely been discussed in the public domain, but yet it was there for many years, and these have been in discussions in the research community. Now this boy somehow got intrigued into this area, and he wanted to perform that research. Now that is a very truly futuristic aspiration of a child. It is in a very evolutionary stage. Now we don't know what future this career is going to be and what are the prospects and all. Now this is where the parent is in dilemma. She says that this is just one of the case like a drawing. Now any conversation I have with my child, he comes up with something out of the box. Now the parent is in true dilemma, saying that, no, can we consider that as a career? Is that a possibility? Now, having said that all discussion, I have explained to her, fair enough, let us not undermine or suppress the aspirations of the child. Let them aspire. But as elders and as mentor or a counselor, we are here to help you to make sure while your aspiration is still alive, you have a fail-proof mechanism to fall back on another option on the same lines, in this case, on the same biosciences or life sciences. You want to become a researcher, the child want to become a researcher. Let us not kill that aspiration, but yet make sure there's a fail-proof mechanism. What do you mean by that? It means this terminology or this initiative of uploaded intelligence or digital immortality is still in an evolutionary phase. Now, to make sure that there's a fallback, pick up some other area of research in the same life sciences and biosciences which has been spoken about, and there is a huge demand for it. So that way you have a fail-proof mechanism of plan B. So that is how I have suggested the parent and child, and they are fairly okay, because the path to become a researcher or the academic journey that one has to make to become a researcher is going to be the same. But only thing is the specialization at certain point has to be made, depending on the area of expertise, depending on the area of research, depending on the area of which you want to do your PhD and all. Based on that, that specialization has to happen. And now we are talking with a 9th grade school going boy, and there's a long journey ahead. So this is how the conversation came to a conclusion, and they both were happy. So, well, my friends, the point I'm trying to highlight here through this experience is basically, once in a while I come across these kind of children who are truly looking for, aspiring for a futuristic career, which is not spoken about, not known to many, right? But as a parent, we will always have be in the dilemma. So my as I said earlier, my point is, make sure it is fail proof. That is all this career guidance or mentoring is all about. Help the child to make an informed career decision. It is not just your dream, it is not just your aspiration. How practical it is, how viable it is, what are the prospects, how at what stage this career is currently progressing. All that factors matter. So, as I always say, let us make an informed career decision. Let us inform our children the pros and cons and be there, handhold them, and let us not, fall into the trap of false imaginations, false aspirations, or a daydreaming kind of thing. Okay, sometimes there are fantasies that would kill us, right? That cannot be a fantasy, cannot be an aspirational career. That's where we have to be very crucial, because we have seen a lot of practical life as elders, as parents, as mentors and counselors. So the point here is, let us not undermine or suppress the aspirations of the child, but yet solve our dilemmas by having a fail-proof mechanism in place, a fallback option, a plan B. Yet the child will continue in the same line of aspiring that path, but with a fallback option. So my friends, I hope this experience adds value to your thought process. Whether you're a mentor, parent, child, doesn't matter. There is a takeaway in looking at the perspective. As I always mention, from the context of this episode, let us not undermine the aspirations of the child. Let us give them some hope with the practicality. So that is what, in conclusion, the child's aspiration versus parent's dilemma. And I hope it was useful and add value to your thought process. Thank you so much for listening, and we are concluding that episode number 26 with that. And I'll come back soon with another episode. Until then, do take care. Thank you.